I always remember when I first started to train, there was this massive burst of motivation and I used to get excited to go to the gym. I used to think to myself, oh, I can't wait to train after work. And then all of a sudden, this feeling started to kind of dwindle away. And a lot of that was, quite difficult to actually overcome. And I know from personal experience and working with many clients, it is a difficult situation. And a lot of people struggle with it because in the beginning, they tend to feel extremely motivated. And then over a period of time, things start to dwindle away. And this is obviously where discipline comes into play. And it's really important to understand that motivation is a feeling and action leads to you feeling motivated. So it's really important to understand that if you're in a situation where you're not feeling motivated, taking action is going to definitely help you feel more motivated and start to move in the right direction. So here are 5 key strategies that I use personally to help me overcome this and keep things moving in the right direction. Number 1, setting realistic goals. This is extremely important to understand the realistic aspect of it because quite often people set big goals, which is absolutely fine, but they can become extremely overwhelming. Personally, this is something that I deal with quite a lot. I'll set myself big goals and they become overwhelming. What I learned to do is to reverse engineer this and then break it down into small goals that can allow me to actually achieve what I'm aiming for. And what this means is that you can break it down into short milestones where, it could be a 4 to 6 week period where then you break this down into what needs to be done. So you've got a set of small habits that you're basically looking to put into place, whether that be like your nutrition that you're going to follow, the cardio program you're going to follow, and the gym program that you're going to follow. These will obviously then accumulate over a period of time. So then set yourself like a 4 to 6 week goal and then aim to break that down. Most people need longer than what they think to actually achieve their goal. So it's really important to make sure that you're realistic with it. Don't expect to be dropping 2 pounds a week for 30 weeks if you've got 60 pounds to drop, because as you start to get leaner, things become a little bit more difficult and they certainly move slower. So make sure that you're setting realistic goals and you're actually bringing the expectation down as you get closer to your goal. Number 2, create a schedule. Establish some sort of consistent workout routine. This doesn't have to be like absolutely I must do these exact exercises every single workout, but at least have some sort of guidance and some sort of structure. What I mean by this is, let's just say for example you've picked an exercise that you don't necessarily enjoy, you're doing it, and then over 3 weeks you decide I don't want to do this exercise anymore. That's fine, change out that exercise, but don't change out your whole entire workout. It's really important to have some sort of structure. If you're following a certain workout routine, whether it be, for me, like I train full body 3 to 4 times a week, or whether you're doing a push-pull legs, make sure that you've still got the same principles in place because this is a huge part of it. Often I see people jumping from different routines, different approaches, CrossFit one week, some sort of functional training the following week, and then bodybuilding split. Don't keep mixing things up. Fine to make small adjustments. If you find that there's exercise that you don't enjoy and you have other exercises that you do enjoy that train the same muscle group, switch them out and stay consistent. Also, treat the gym as a non-negotiable. And what I mean by this is very often people will just randomly pick days that they're going to go to the gym and then they decide to offset it by a day. All of a sudden that week they've only been to the gym once. Now this isn't obviously going to help you feel more motivated. This is, if anything, going to make you feel less motivated. And this is where discipline needs to step in. Control the variables to allow you to stay consistent with this program. It's vital that you make sure that you're consistent. Treat it as a non-negotiable and you'll find yourself feeling motivated a lot faster and also seeing results. And obviously when you start to see results, you start to feel more motivated. Actions lead to motivation. Number 3, find a workout partner. This is something that I have done plenty of times in the past. Admittedly, there usually have been clients that I've been working with on a one-to-one basis for an extended period, and then we move into training together just because they know what they're doing. And for me it helps because they've obviously followed a system and my way of training, and then obviously they work with me with this, and they can also spot things that maybe I'm not noticing because I'm training and they're used to being trained by me, so they understand certain cues that I could be looking for. But this helps a lot, and the reason for this is if, for example, you're training after work, you're training in the morning, whichever one it is, having that accountability, knowing that you need to be there for someone else makes you go. Whether you're tired or not, you will still go. Yes, you might spend the first 10-15 minutes of the workout moaning about matter how tired you are. But ultimately, once you get into the gym, you start moving the weights, you'll feel a lot better, and it's a great way to hold you accountable. It's also a big reason why my online clients do extremely well, because they have me holding them accountable, checking in with them on a regular basis, and making sure they're doing what they need to do. Number 4, this one I have found vital for getting results and staying consistent and making me feel motivated, and that's changing your perspective. Focus on more positive aspects of exercise, nutrition, and cardio, such as improving your health, improving your mood, improving your energy, making you just feel better in general rather than just the physical effect. Quite often people lose motivation because they train very hard, they put in the work, but then they don't see changes on the scales or in the mirror. Now remember, the scales don't tell you everything, and you see yourself on a daily basis, so a lot of the changes that are actually happening are not going to be noticeable. They become noticeable if you're to be doing like weekly check-in photos, so you can actually compare photos from potentially like 4 weeks ago to now. That's one of the things I do with my clients. I make sure that they're taking photos on a weekly basis. This way we've got something to go off. Number 5, track your progress and reward yourself. This is one of them things that most people overlook, and they just tend to just go to the gym and just sort of hope for the best, really. I personally believe that tracking your progress is without a doubt one of the biggest motivators. Once again, this is an action that will lead to you feeling more motivated. Being able to look back on previous exercises that you've done, seeing the progress in your strength, seeing your fitness levels improve, seeing the scales go down, all of these variables can massively help with you feeling more motivated. A lot of it comes down to making sure that you're going in the right direction, and if you're not, then it's a good sign that you need to make adjustments, which can also be quite motivating because it's something new, something different, and this does tend to usually lead to some sort of results. By monitoring your progress, it gives you a good chance to actually take a step back and celebrate your progress. When it comes to rewarding yourself, make sure it's something that's actually falling within your goals. So for example, if you want to buy some new gym stuff or something along those lines, some supplements or something, rather than just buying them because you can, actually think to yourself, once I achieve this goal, then I'm going to look into buying this new gym outfit, buying a supplement that I don't necessarily need but I really want to try out, whether it's some sort of new pre-workout or something along those lines. It's not going to have a huge impact on your workout. Training without it, you can still get a good workout in and still see progress. So for me, this is something that I use to keep myself motivated. When I achieve a certain milestone, I'll look into purchasing something that falls within the same sort of goals that I've set, or even if it's something outside of it, whether it is just a new pair of trainers or anything like that could potentially motivate you. Find what motivates you. Just make sure it's not something that could potentially make you fall off the wagon. So I don't recommend rewarding yourself with a meal out or something. This is something you should be able to do whilst managing your progress anyway, but just eating a load of fast food or processed foods isn't going to help you in the long run, and you're not a dog, you're not an animal, so there's no need to treat yourself with food. These strategies can massively help with overcoming gym motivation. I know it can be difficult, and I know at times it can be quite frustrating because you go into the process, you feel highly motivated, and then all of a sudden it starts to dwindle away. But honestly, taking action, putting these things in place are probably going to motivate you more than anything. Once you've got these things in place, it just comes down to discipline. If you can build positive habits that allow you to be more disciplined, you'll start to see more results, and you'll start to see yourself feeling more motivated. There's nothing better than feeling motivated because you've achieved something, and it's about continuing on with this process and not keep stopping and starting. If you want to make small adjustments, that's absolutely fine, but you don't need a massive overhaul. Even if you're not seeing progress, having a massive overhaul could actually put you in the wrong direction. Just make small changes, small adjustments, sit down, have a good overview, and be realistic about what you're trying to set your goals towards, what you're doing, and be honest as well, because a lot of the time most people just aren't doing the things that they set themselves in the beginning. When they start to see results, they tend to fall off, habits change, and they start to get complacent. Don't get complacent, continue doing the things that have worked, and you will see results. I hope this has helped. This is something that I've implemented with many clients, and I've seen great results doing it. Make sure that when you find yourself struggling with this gym motivation, it's a feeling. Actions lead to motivation. Take action, implement some of these strategies, and then you'll find yourself feeling more motivated and keeping that ball rolling.